Hello everyone, and here are 5 horror movie physical media releases that I'm recommending right now just because I've watched them recently and they are all fantastic releases in their own right. So we'll start off with one that I watched out of the popcorn bucket recently, and that was Dress to Kill from Arrow Video. This is their Arrow Video version. It's Region B, so you do need a Region B player or a Region Free player to watch it, but if you're serious about physical media, you got to get yourself that Region Free player. This release is just an absolutely stunning transfer of Brian De Palma's sort of Psycho almost. It has Michael Caine, it has Nancy Allen, it has Angie Dickinson in her best, most famous role, and it's just Brian De Palma at Brian De Palma's best. It's one of his an early 80s film, and it's a part of the run that he went on that is just an amazing run by a filmmaker. This movie, it's filled with dread, it's filled with tension, it's filled with terror, it's kind of grimy. It's a great movie, great release here from Arrow Video. You can get this one for exceptionally cheap, like ridiculously cheap. So if you're in the market for it, check it out. Get yourself a Region Free player and watch Dress to Kill by Brian De Palma from Arrow Video. Next up one is that I've seen before, but it is Tales from the Crypt Demon Night from Scream Factory, and this one is actually a part of their, I think it's going out of print. So if you want to get this one, you can get it for really, really cheap. You can't get it with the slipcover and all that anymore, but this is an absolutely amazing, balls to the wall horror action film. It has Billy Zane as an amazing villain here. It has just Thomas Hayden Church as one of the side characters here. It has William Sadler, who William Sadler is the goddamn man, and it has also it has, what's her name? Oh no, I'm forgetting her name. Oh, where is it? Jada Pinkett Smith. It has Jada Pinkett Smith. Just great effects. Ernest Dickerson is just on top of his game here. This is just a really fun horror movie, and it's going out of print from Scream Factory, so make sure to check it out. Buy it if you want it. You can get Bordello of Blood as well. This one does have the reversible slipcover, so you get the nice art here. Wonderful transfer, ton of special features. I love this movie. I watched it again and again and again, and I just recently rewatched it, so I'm suggesting Demon Night from Scream Factory to you. Here's one that I've done a video about. I did it right when it came out, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 from Vinegar Syndrome, and this is their 4K version of it. This is, besides Roadhouse, probably my favorite release that they've ever done. It's a huge profile release. Obviously, it's got their super slipcover with the gigantic box here with Dennis Hopper on the outside and Leatherface there. And then, of course, the poster, the theatrical poster, the Breakfast Club poster, a nice image there, and then the art that they commissioned for the release. I'm just going to show you the back here because this is the smallest print I've seen on a Vinegar Syndrome release for the special features, because they are numerous. There are tons of them. You get a 4K, and you get 2 Blu-rays with different cuts of the movie and different extras and all of that, all in one package. You can't get it, I think, with the super slipcover version. You can probably get the standard edition still. Don't quote me on that, though. But if you can get your hands on Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 on 4K from Vinegar Syndrome, this is just an outstanding release. It's beautiful. It puts a lot of 4K releases to shame. It is an absolutely stunning, just stunning work of art from Vinegar Syndrome. If you've never heard of them and you don't know what they're all about, this release tells you what they're all about. It's a very high-profile release from them. They do a lot of sort of direct-to-video, shot-on-video stuff from the 80s and 90s that has been lost to time. Buying stuff from Vinegar Syndrome, it's basically like donating to film preservation history, and you can get an excellent copy of Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. You can go for the Arrow Video version as well. That one's great. The Scream Factory one is good as well. That one's just really expensive and out of print. This one, relatively inexpensive. Arrow Video is very inexpensive, so whatever you're watching Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, you really can't go wrong, but the Vinegar Syndrome version, the 4K, is the best one. Here's a release that Sony put out that is one of my favorite studio releases ever. It is Fright Night. This is the 4K Steelbook, and here's the J card, all the special features and all of that. This basically ports over all of the extras and everything from that excellent Eureka Blu-ray that was just a revelation. It's region-free. This one is 4K, so 4K is inherently region-free for most releases. So if you're grabbing this, you're free to go. You're good to go. But this is the Steelbook, and it is just a beautiful, beautiful release. Just amazing. It has the 4K special features disc and a Blu-ray here, and just they ported over all the extras. They added new extras. The 4K transfer lightens this, like, that doesn't lighten the movie up, but it just injects life into this movie. The Blu-ray looked good. This looks fantastic. This gives me hope. It doesn't give me hope because we're not getting Fright Night Part 2 ever, it seems like, but if you want a really, really, really amazing studio release, this is basically like Scream Factory, Vinegar Syndrome, Arrow Video level of goodness here. That sounds stupid, but this is that level, and you're getting it from the studio directly. You're getting it from Sony. They did a fantastic job with this. It's on par with some of their best releases as well, that Ghostbusters box set. Just excellent, excellent work on one of the best 80s vampire movies. If you haven't seen Fright Night, you got to go see it. It's amazing. Great soundtrack. Roddy McDowall is fantastic. Chris Sarandon is amazing. One of the best movie vampires ever. And it's one of my favorites. It's really, really up there with a lot of those top-tier horror movies for me. Fright Night joins the pack. Great cover art. Everything about this release is just stunning. To cap it off, we've got a documentary from 101 Films, and that is Never Sleep Again, and this is the Blu-ray. It does come with special features on one disc and the 7 or 8 hour documentary. Let's see how long it is here. It says 240 minutes and 213 minutes. 400 plus minutes of Nightmare on Elm Street documentary. They go through every film in the series. You get the inside story. You get to hear from the cast, the crew, Robert Englund, Heather Langenkamp, Wes Craven. You get to hear about it all. You get to hear about where Freddy came from. And it seems like we're not going to get a Nightmare on Elm Street box set that is up to the par of like these two. The Halloween box set and the Friday the 13th box set from Scream Factory. It's disappointing. We do have another release. I'm trying to find it on my shelf here, and I had it somewhere. Oh, it's right here. It's right next to them. I'm dumb, but here we go. You have this release, which does have all the movies, and it does have some special features. You do get a couple of episodes of Freddy's Nightmares, but if we do end up getting a box set that is just supersized, amazing, basically what Nightmare on Elm Street deserves, it will have to include Never Sleep Again. This documentary is comprehensive. It's entertaining. I've watched it like 6 times. It's just kind of one of those things you could throw on, check in, check out, check in, check out while you're working or doing something. It is one of the best, if not the best, horror movie documentaries out there. Just going through an entire series, the entire Nightmare on Elm Street series, and you get tons of behind-the-scenes stuff. There's even extras. There's commentary on this. There's commentary on basically what amounts to a commentary on the Nightmare on Elm Street series. That is basically where it's at. There is tons of extras on this release. 101 Films is quickly becoming one of my favorite labels out there. This one is Region B, so you do need a region-free player to watch it. However, if you're looking for it, you can also find it on YouTube. But you got to get the Blu-ray, folks, because you get all those extras. And I highly recommend Never Sleep Again as part of this 5 horror movie physical media releases that I'm recommending. This is easily the biggest recommend. It is not very expensive from 101 Films. You can get it shipped to you. I can't remember how much I got this for. It was when they're one of their big sales. I think it might have been $10 or $15. Well worth it. You get 400 plus minutes, almost at hours, 400 plus minutes of Nightmare on Elm Street here with this release. So if you love Freddy Krueger, you love Wes Craven, you want to see a Nightmare on Elm Street box set, buying this might not help, but it'll help out your psyche because it's basically a Nightmare on Elm Street box set in one release. What have you been watching recently with in regards to horror physical media? Let me know in the comments. And there's a nice shot of all 5 recommendations from me. So check out these if you want some great horror movie recommendations on physical media.